Okay, hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to this lecture. This lecture we're going to look at AWS Certificate Manager. We're going to go in and provision a certificate, an SSL certificate for a domain name that I own. This is optional. If you want to go purchase a domain name, you can. But you could just follow me along in the console. Certificate Manager will come up a few times in your exam, so do bear that in mind. We're going to cover some important exam topics in this lecture. So let's go over to the AWS console. Okay, so here I am in the AWS console. If I scroll down to networking, I can go over to Route 53 or Route 53, however you want to pronounce it. And under domains, we've got registered domains. So you can go in here and click on register a domain. You could do Hello Cloud Gurus. I think I own this one, but I don't know. Somebody will probably own it. So there you go, unavailable. But go ahead and register a domain if you want. It can take a couple of hours for it to come through. It's entirely up to you. Let's just go back over to Route 53. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you my registered domain. So I've registered certifiedcloudpractitioner.com. I don't actually remember doing this. I went in and I was quite surprised. I thought I had Hello Cloud Gurus in this account. But I registered certifiedcloudpractitioner.com. If I click on that, so if you click in here, you can see that it expires on the 23rd of October 2018. I can actually go in and extend that, and I can extend it for up to 9 years. So it is really important to remember this going into your exam, that when you register a domain, you can not only extend, you can also return on auto renew, and basically Amazon will automatically renew this domain for you, and it will just be charged to your AWS bill. Okay, so I'm back in the console. What we need to now do is scroll down. We're going to go to Security and Compliance, and we're going to look at Certificate Manager. So Certificate Manager, we're going to get started. You'll see this splash screen if you've never used it before. And it basically, as it says on the tin, it makes it easy to provision, manage, deploy, and renew SSL and TLS certificates on the AWS platform. So go ahead and hit Get Started. You can import your own SSL certificates in here. So if you've got Thought or VeriSign or any of the other ones, you can actually import them in here. I don't have that. I'm going to go ahead and just add my domain name. So it's called Certified Cloud and then Practitioner. I always manage to spell it wrong. It's one of the ironic things is I'm a teacher with literally hundreds of thousands of students and I can never spell curriculum. Have I spelt this right? Practitioner. There we go. Sorry about that. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. This will go ahead and go through a validation. So there's two ways of validating this. We can do a DNS validation. So choose this option if you have or can obtain permission to modify DNS configuration for the domains, which I can because I've got Route 53. Or you could just get email validation. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to do the whois lookup of the email address and send an email. I'm going to do a DNS validation. So it says here the name you want to secure with an SSL or TLS certificate is certifiedcloudpractitioner.com, and we're going to use the DNS validation method. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm and request. You can see here that the request is now in process. If we go ahead and click down here, it says add the following CNAME to the DNS record for your domain. So all I need to do is go add this CNAME and then this value in here. And it is probably a good idea to download this so you have a copy of it. So I'm just going to go up and open in a new tab Route 53. So here I am in Route 53. I'm going to go over to my hosted zones, going to click on my domain name, and I'm going to go ahead and create a record set. Going to change this to CNAME. Then I'm just going to go back over to this tab and I'm going to grab the name first of all and just paste that in here. So the CNAME, this is going to be the name of the subdomain. And then let me just check the end of it. So I think I have to take this out. Let's just try that. So it's literally that. And then we don't want a dot. And then the value, so let's go back over and grab the other tab. So our value is in here. And I'm just going to copy that into my clipboard and then go back over here and paste that as the value. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit create. So that has now created my CNAME record. You can see it here. If we go back over to Certificate Manager, we should be able to hopefully just go ahead and hit continue. Now, it did say pending for probably about 5 minutes, but after that, it changed to issued. And I didn't have to do anything else. It basically just updated itself. So if you are doing this, wait about 5 to 10 minutes and you should be able to do it. Also, I didn't, when we were doing it, if we actually just click in here, so here's my Certified Cloud Practitioner, there is a button here that says create record in Route 53. So you can just click that and it's going to update it automatically for you. So you don't have to go in and create it manually yourself. I just did it to show you what it looks like. So that is it. My certificate has been issued. You can see down here all the sort of metadata around it. The great thing is that in terms of renewal, it automatically renews. So you see here in the documentation, manage renewal for ACM's Amazon issued certificates. So automatic renewal is not available for either imported certificates or certificates associated with Route 53 private hosted zones. You must renew these manually, but when you basically buy a domain through Route 53, or even you don't have to buy it through Route 53, you could buy it through GoDaddy or whatever, you can still have Amazon issue the certificate and it will be automatically renewed so long as you continue to own that domain name and are able to verify it using obviously DNS or using your email verification. So this is a really important exam topic. Do just remember that Amazon certificates are going to be renewed automatically unless you imported it yourself or it's associated with Route 53 private hosted zones. So back over in the console, let's go over to our services and let's go ahead and have a look at 2 services that are going to use our certificate. I'm going to start with the easy one. So we're going to start let's just go down to CloudFront, which used to be under storage. They always move it around. So it's now under networking and content delivery. Here's a CloudFront distribution that we created earlier in the course. We actually just go over to distribution settings. You can see here that we've got our SSL certificates, the default CloudFront certificate. If we go to edit to change this and we scroll down, we can click in here, custom SSL certificate. And if you actually click in here, you can see that it is available immediately. So we could go ahead and use the certificate from AWS Certificate Manager. It doesn't require any sort of manual imports or anything. We can just go ahead and hit save if we want. Let's see if this actually works. So let's go ahead. There you go. So it is now importing my SSL certificate. So certifiedcloudpractitioner.com is now associated with this CloudFront distribution. Let's go back over and go over to EC2. With EC2, we can actually go and have a look at our load balancers. So if we go all the way down, let's see if I can find it. So we've got our load balancers down here, load balancer. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new load balancer. I'm going to use an application load balancer. And again, if we add a listener, so we can choose HTTPS, I'm going to leave everything as default. We'll grab all our availability zones here. I'm just going to give it a name. So my ALB, application load balancer, it's going to be internet facing. Go ahead and hit next. Here we can choose a certificate from ACM. Certificate name, Certified Cloud Practitioner as well. So we basically can apply this certificate at the application load balancer level as well. So bear that in mind. Anything within AWS Certificate Manager you can use with application load balancers, and you can also use with CloudFront. You will need to do it twice. So you will need to bring those certificates over to your application load balancer as well as to CloudFront. But those certificates are still manually, or they're still stored within Certificate Manager. So still using the same certificate, but it is held at separate locations or used at separate locations when using CloudFront and when using your application load balancers. Do also remember that you cannot export AWS certificates. You can't go out and export that SSL certificate and use it elsewhere. You can only use it with AWS's services. So basically, AWS are giving you this SSL certificate for free on the provision that you use it with AWS services. So they're finding another way in which to charge you for it. So that is it for Certificate Manager. Let's have a look at my exam tips. So what are my exam tips? Well, Well, it's basically those 3 points. So SSL certificates renew automatically provided you purchase the domain name from Route 53, and it's not for a Route 53 private hosted zone. You can use Amazon's SSL certificates with both load balancers and with CloudFront, and always remember that you cannot export the certificates. So that is it for this lecture, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, feel free to move on to the next lecture. Thank you.